In the world of sports, oftentimes you hear stories of an athlete's rise to fame, their triumph through adversity, or the tragic tale of someone falling victim to unforeseen circumstances. However, it's rare that you come across a story as puzzling as this one. Recently, I had the privilege of sitting down one-on-one with former UT women's basketball standout, Charli Collier. Take a look as she dives deep into the intricate details of how she went from #1 overall pick in the WNBA's 2021 draft to less than 3 years later being hardly more than a whisper of what could have been. Now, I don't know all the details, but for some reason, going from first to worst just don't seem right. So let's hear from Charli as she tells us about her story and her grind. Y'all stay tuned.
Smooth. Yes.
So this is how we're gonna do it, okay?
All right.
State your name and where you're from.
I'm Charli Collier from Baytown, Texas.
Baytown, Texas, okay.
Yeah.
So, we're here to tell your story. What story do you want to be told?
Just the real vulnerable story, about my life, how I came up, adversity, real life goals, just real situations that, pro athletes go through. Especially my situation in general is very unique. I feel like it'll help a lot of young women, young boys, can hopefully, can learn something from what I've gone through because it's all a testimony.
Okay, cool. Just to piggyback off that, you said what you're going through, your story is unique. What do you do for a living for those who don't know?
I'm a professional basketball player.
Okay, where have you played so far?
So I've started off in Italy. I played in Poland, Mexico, China, Turkey, Australia. So far, I played 5 years overseas so far. So those are the countries I've been to.
Okay, those are the countries that you've been to.
Yeah.
Where did your career start?
Pro-wise, it started in the WNBA. So I was #1 overall pick in 2021. Got drafted to the Dallas Wings, and that started my pro career.
Okay, before that, where did you play?
I played at University of Texas at Austin, right down the street. Hook 'em horns.
So tell me about your experience at Texas.
My experience at Texas is definitely unique. I only did 3 years of college ball. I graduated and got my degree in 3 and got drafted in 3. That first year in college was tough. It was rough for me. Coached under Karen Aston, and then later on Vic Schaefer. But early on, it was tough. I remember just being a student athlete, how rigorous it was to go to class. At the time, go to class. We have NIL then, so to actually balance the two was different. It was different. It was tough, but I ended up finding my way. My sophomore year is really when I had a breakout season. Not even just on the court, even in school, I was able to still be an A/B student, have a great GPA, and balance going to class, going to road games, things like that. So it taught me a lot how to be a woman. I had to grow up really fast during those years, during that time. But I had a great experience at Texas. I think it definitely molded me into the woman I am today. Got me started for my pro career for sure.
Got you.
Yeah.
Being a fellow student athlete myself, a lot of people don't understand the structure that goes into being a student athlete, how much is demanded of us. So people always feel, okay, you're a student athlete, you have life easy for you, your school is paid for, you don't have any worries, but they don't understand how much we have to do as far as workouts, as far as still go to class, you got training table, you got scouting report, you're pretty much up for the entire day.
It's tough.
Right? So what was your biggest, what was your biggest struggles or your biggest adjustments you had to get used to playing college basketball?
Man, honestly, I would say that time and schedule. I feel like balancing having to wake up early, you go on to workouts, and then you turn around, you may have an exam that night, or you got study hall. I feel like that was the biggest adjustment, is just figuring out and handling how to handle social life with, what I know now, the pro life, because it's two different situations and you can't mix the two. They always say business and pleasure. You cannot mix those. So it was very hard, going into, having to be a student athlete, but also balance being just a regular normal student too, because you go into class like all the other students. I know it's the real stigma behind jocks. Like, normal
Right.
students don't like student athletes because they think we have it easy or a certain way. But no, it wasn't like that at all. I was definitely showing up, going to class, doing my work, exams, balancing, having to go to practice, be there on time or lift and things like that. So I would just say, um, figuring out a schedule that worked for me early on was something I had to adjust to. But over time, it helped me my sophomore, junior year, kind of get that schedule down and what worked for me.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you said you got drafted to the Dallas Wings in 2021.
Yeah.
So most people may not know, but we're going to tell your story. So you got drafted to the Dallas Wings, #1 overall pick. Overall pick. Like that's nothing to scoff at. There's only been so many players in the WNBA, and for you to be a first overall pick.
Yeah.
What was that like for you coming from UT, doing what you did there, to being chosen? Like, how did you feel knowing that you are the #1, you're the best player in the draft in 2021? How did that feel for you?
It's a blessing more than anything. I think I cherish it now than I did then because everything was moving so fast for me. But as I got in the time to really, because it's been 5 years since then now, so I'm 26. So when I was 21, everything was going so fast. I had a Nike deal. I had all these sponsorships and I'm being the #1 overall pick. I had my family there. It was more than anything. I think it was just a part of God's plan for me my whole time. During that time, before my dad passed, we talked about the WNBA. It wasn't as talked about as it is now. The women's game is growing, but he always told me, like, look, Charli, you're going to go #1. My dad always had these high expectations for me. And real, just humble dude, real cool, charming. Like, he spoke life into what came into fruition now. And so I've always, held that. And so when the talks about it came up my junior year, like, hey, like I remember it was like the winner of my junior season, they were like, Charli, they got you going in the mock draft #1. I'm like, yo, really? Like, I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't focused. I was just hooping. And so when it came about, I'm like, wow, like this opportunity came, I have to take it because it's just all my hard work. Like this is going to show, regardless of how the outcome was, it was always destined to be that way. So it was just a blessing overall. I really, still to this day, it's going to carry, that's going to be a part of me the rest of my life. And so I've learned how to just really take heed to that. Like young girls, young guys still, come up to me like, oh, aren't you? I was like, yeah, like I don't know. I guess I think I don't know. I don't really showboat a lot. I don't really pop my shit a lot. But when you think about it, that's a really big accolade. That's a really big,
absolutely.
That's amazing. So, I'm blessed, I'm thankful. And, hopefully, I'm able to carry this with humbleness and show young women that want to play the game, like this is how you got to do it. You got to really handle your business at the same time. Don't let this just run your life. You still got to be professional. You still got to take care of business and you still got to do it the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that, man. So comparing college to WNBA, now you're a professional.
Yeah.
What is the biggest differences between college basketball and pro basketball? What was the biggest adjustments you had to make?
Man, I would honestly say in college, you're an adult, but when you get out, you're an adult. Like you got bills, you got business, you got agents, you got a lot of things that you got to take care of. So I feel like in college, it's more of like the like getting you ready for it, but not really getting you ready. As far as like time and schedule and learning how to figure out how you balance life, college is great for that. But as you become a pro, you got to learn how to be a businesswoman, a businessman, how to talk to people, how to work your deals, how to, just handle everyday life. And I feel like when you get introduced to that pro world, a lot of people fall off because they're not used to not being not having their hand held. And, you know, when you get out of that game, it's just like, look, this real life, you got to handle this. Things may not go this way. You might have to take another route. You might have to detour, but you always got to come back. I always say you always got to come back, come where home is. Like, you're going to always know where home is. And so
Right.
at the end of the day, home is God, my family, my friends, people, my circle. I think those are my people. So, because life can be tough, life can be real mean. And so you got to always know how to come back to your roots. And I feel like that's the biggest deal when you get out of college, like coming back to, you know, you, who you know to be. Go back to the basics.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's pause right there. Let's speak on that. How has your family and your support system been impactful on you as far as your basketball career and you as a woman?
Yeah. Man, off that, a Black woman, I would say that just being Black in general is already tougher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to learn how to navigate through life with confidence, right? You can't go through this game or just life in general lacking that, because then like life will eat you up. Like, right. So my example, number 1 pick overall, got cut. Like, that could really, to somebody mentally, you know, shut them down mentally. You know, having that support system, having my family, having my friends, you, Ray, especially, like having people in my corner that really love you, that really goes a long way. And I feel like if I didn't have that support system, my backbone, God, especially, like to carry me through those tough times, it could have been a different way. So that's just important. Like, how you have a foundation is very important when you're going through life in general, especially when you're a pro, because it's all a mental game at the end of the day. It's basketball. We love it. You know, we play it every day, but mentally you still Black woman, you still a woman, you still handling life, relationships, partnerships. It becomes very, you know, hard on you if you let it. So just having family and having friends, having an elite foundation has really helped me till this day and more forward, you know, just helping me in that way. So I'm real thankful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about. Okay, so you mentioned being who you are,
Yeah.
having the experiences that you had, and you mentioned getting cut.
Yeah.
So what is the story with you getting cut? You're the number 1 overall draft pick, 2021.
Yeah.
WNBA, and you get cut. When did you get cut?
Okay, so got drafted April 15th, 2021, and I got cut, was it May of 2023?
Okay.
So around that time. Man, so May 2023, that's really when I think reality set in, was like, okay. Because I always believe everything happens for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. So no one expects, especially me, you be the number 1 pick to get cut from any team. Like, that's just in general, right? But what I've been taught through this is like, everything is not going to go your way. So when I got cut, I'm not going to lie to you, I was real devastated. I remember crying, calling my mom, calling my agent, what we going to do. It just really took a toll mentally, but I still felt in me that I wasn't defeated. And I'm saying that why? Because I still found a way to get in the gym. And that's how I knew there was still a fire in me. And I always felt like I was different because of that. You know, I hear stories all the time about different basketball players, especially past pros, you know, they either fall off the deep end or they go venture into other things. But I just felt like there was still more to my story. I feel like when that happened to me, I felt like it was not only was it just like a shock to me, but like a reality check. Like, this is real life. You still, at the end of the day, a daughter, you still a friend, you still a sister, you still are a person. Like, basketball is not your identity. So when I got cut, it's like, oh no, I'm still Charli. I'm still just not on Dallas anymore. Like, I'm not with the Wings. I'm going to be on another WNBA team.
It's not your identity.
It's not my identity.
Got you.
And so when that happened, I still found a way to go overseas, still play the game because I loved it. And so I always told myself, when the opportunity presents itself again and I get back in the W, I'm going to, you know, cherish it more, be more thankful. Not to say I wasn't ungrateful, but it'll make me...
Sometimes it takes something to wake you up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. So it takes something like that to really wake you up, like, oh no, this is real life, right? I got a house, I got a mortgage, I got bills, I got a car. Like, you have responsibilities. This can't be your end all be all. And so when basketball at that time, with the W was taken away, I found other avenues, so healthy avenues. That's important. Healthy
Absolutely.
avenues. You don't want to, when things don't go your way, start, getting into things that you got to stay level, stay, like I said, the foundation, we mentioned it. I just found a way, God helped me find a way. And this is going to be a testimonial story. And I'm hopefully, other people can take this as inspiration, because I always think that it's bigger than me.
Gotcha.
You working for a system that's bigger than you. So this is bigger than me. So now I found that through basketball.
Love it.
Yeah.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into that story.
Okay.
So you got cut from the Dallas Wings. Were there signs? Did you feel anything coming from that? Like, what was the reasoning? Do you know what the reasoning was behind you getting cut? Was it salary cap?
Yeah.
Was it position? Was it a different need or fit? Was it mismanagement? Like, what do you feel like played the key role in you getting released? Because like you said, it's unheard of to be a number one overall draft pick. Not just first round. You're the number one overall best player in the draft, and you get released after 2.5 years. Like, was there a sign? Like, how did you feel? Like, did you know the writing was on the wall? Sometimes people will kind of know, okay, well, look, I'm not playing well. I'm not. And I know my number's going to get called pretty soon. Like, what was your story? Like, tell us about that.
Well, I would say my rookie season, I made the all-rookie team. Without playing, I had DNPs. I didn't play that much. I can't say that I was used to my potential. Not a knock to anybody in the league. I really think that there were opportunities where I could have showcased and where I was put in positions to show what I can do, because that's what I'm drafted for. But I feel like in situations where those were presented, I wasn't able to get that opportunity.
So expound on that. What were you drafted to do?
I was drafted at the time, what I'm thinking, to do what I do.
Which is what?
Shoot, post, be a basketball player, do what a number one pick does, right? So if you look at my game in college.
I was going to ask you, describe your game for people who are not familiar with Charli Collier. First of all, let's get your measurements out the way. Tell the people.
All right. So right now I'm like 6'5", 203, solid, like 18, 19% body fat. So I'm lean, right? So coming out of college, that's who I am, right? So I'm 6'5", right? I'm shooting the ball. I'm dribbling the ball. I'm doing things that normal big girls like 6'5", 6'6" don't do.
That's not their wheelhouse. I got you.
Yeah. So when there were talks about it at the time, well, still to this day, rare, right? So I'm drafted off potential. That's what people draft me. And I'm drafted off my capabilities as a basketball player, and not to toot my own horn.
This is your story.
I mean, I'm like that.
Right.
I'm like that, right? So knowing that confidence never faded. Like even still right now, me being a free agent, I still know that. And I'm not the type of person to get on the blogs or Twitter or anything like that. I'm just the type of person to keep my head down and keep it pushing. But at the end of the day, I don't think there were any signs. I think it was just more confusion than anything. And I think that kind of fueled my fire more to get back to the league, right? But I didn't make that my sole purpose. I didn't make my whole journey to get back to the league. I made my whole journey to prove it to me that I am who I thought I was and still am. Because I still think that of myself. I still think highly of myself. I still think I'm that versatile big. I still think I'm number one pick. That's not going nowhere.
As you should.
It ain't going nowhere. So it just made me more confident in anything, I have no words for it. But I don't know if y'all know the Bible like that, but God normally does his best miracles through things like this. So
adversity.
God normally
needs something to work with.
He needs something to work with. Because what if it happened all perfect like that? It'd be boring. You need a little spice.
a little shuck and jive.
You need a little
bump of the head.
Yeah, you need a little, to make the story interesting. So this is the interesting part of the story. You know, I'm just, because I know it will happen, to see how God played this out, because it's never before seen. I watch movies all day. This is some crazy shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's cool though. I
Mhm.
like being it. I like being the protagonist.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move forward to your overseas career. So your stint with the Wings is over with. What is
Yeah.
your next chapter? So how did you manage to get yourself overseas, and what were some of the good things that you experienced overseas,
Yeah.
and also some of the things that people wouldn't understand unless they actually played basketball
Man.
overseas. Like people think overseas, oh, you played overseas, oh, you got it made. It's a
Man,
lot of
listen.
stories out there. It's a lot of stories. So what is your story from leaving the W to going overseas? What was your first job?
So Italy was my first job. It was a EuroLeague team out in Italy called Schio. And that was my first job. Man, shock. A whole culture shock. I'm talking about from the food, the language, the people, the everything. It was hard. I cried almost maybe like that first week or two. I was just on the phone with my mom like, look, I don't know if I could do this. This is crazy. These people talking languages I don't know. I don't know if they cussing at me or them. I don't know what's going on. All I know how to do is just come here and hoop. But long story short, yeah, that season really put a lot in perspective. Like, that was my first time outside the country for so long in a different, I don't know my teammates like that. I think I had one other American. It was very different. And like you say, people don't really know. They think we got it made. Yeah, they give us a car, they give us housing. You don't really pay for nothing. You stack your bread. It's tax-free cash,
Yeah.
your salary tax. But it's a mental toll.
Yeah, buddy.
Because you got to think, you coming home from practice, no family. I know it was different for you. You had your kids and your people with you, but I'm there, like, it's just me. So I'm coming home. I'm like, these four walls. I'm like, oh man, what do I do with the rest of my day? I just got done with practice. I ate some food. I don't really know my teammate. Like, what do I do? So I think over time, after I got done with that first stint of hooping overseas, and I forgot to say, I went to Israel too. I started to kind of open up more, like be comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
And once
sitting with yourself, you learn more about yourself, who you really are as a person.
And when you start, a dangerous person is somebody that can sit by themselves and hear their thoughts. That's a danger. You don't want to mess with that person. Because you got to think, like, you alone and you listening to your own thoughts, that could drive somebody crazy. But if you comfortable with yourself, like, you don't want to mess with that person. Like, they really got some shit that you don't know about and they really handling it. And so it just made me stronger. Like, I can't say, like, that I didn't want to do it. I'm so glad that I did it, because I'm able to know myself. You figure out yourself. You learn what you like, what you don't like. You mature. Like, you really get to know yourself when you overseas. Like, that's the time when you really lock in on hobbies. Some people might learn how to cook overseas. You might learn you just start learning a whole lot of stuff about yourself that you didn't know about when you was home comfortable. Mm-hmm. When you uncomfortable is really when you start to get to know, like, are you really who you say you was?
Yeah.
Like, if you that motherfucker, prove it. Go overseas real quick.
Absolutely.
I want you to go overseas for 6 months and you tell me when you come back.
It'll learn you.
Oh yeah.
it'll learn you.
You're gonna really learn some shit. So, man, yeah, that was tough. Not gonna lie. But I think one of my funnest seasons, like where I had the most fun.
So give me a breakdown of all the places you played since you left the Wings. Give me a breakdown.
Okay, so we got Italy, we got Israel, Poland, where I go? China, and then Mexico. Australia. Kangaroos was dope.
I'm like, why am I knowing your damn countries more than you?
I think Australia was crazy. Mm-hmm. Them damn animals, big ass spiders. One time I walked into my apartment, like, this is crazy. Like, it's really like that for real. But I think culture-wise, Australia was the most cool. Okay. I think it was the most cool because the seasons are flipped, right? So when I went back home, it was winter. Over there, it was summertime. So I had back-to-back summers. So I think that's why I enjoyed it. Playing-wise, Turkey was my best season. I just came off that. That was like 6 to 7 months stint. I played real well over there. Man, I think all the countries I've been to was real smooth. I don't think I had any issues with the countries I've been to. Cancun, I played in Mexico. I went to Cancun. Yes.
That's fire. That sound fire.
That shit.
So what was that experience as far as like, because Mexico is known as like a, I don't want to say a party country, but most people go to Mexico
Call
like they go to, I'm just saying, I've never been. I've played all over the world. I've never been to Mexico. Mexico is down the street.
Man.
So Mexico, what's your experience there?
Yo, Mexico was so live because it was so random. I was going to just spend the summer at home, train, and get ready for a call-up or whatever. I wasn't supposed to go to Mexico. So one of my friends, she hit me, she was like, we need a big. Do you want to come down? It's X, Y, and Z amount. I said, okay, cool, for like 3 months. Cancun is like that. But we own business now.
Did it affect your play at all? That's what I was going to ask you.
No.
I was going to ask you, did it affect your play at all?
No, it didn't affect my play, but it just really showed me too, like, you can have fun overseas. Like, that's not overseas, it's down the street. We in Texas, but still like
work, yeah.
I learned how to like business and pleasure. I knew how to like navigate. Okay, we had a game on Saturday. I might go out, cool, but I got to be back to practice. Like, it's still that mentality of professional never went away. Like, I had my fun you can't be just in the room, just basketball. You drive yourself crazy. You got to learn how to balance. Right? So
your life has to be in harmony for sure.
Yeah. So Cancun was cool. That was fun.
I love it. Okay, so you left the Wings 2023.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been to what, 6, 7 countries in the course of 3 years?
Yeah, basically.
3 years.
Because what's 2026 now?
Yeah. And you just left Turkey, what, a month ago, 2 months?
2 months ago. I got back in March. So it was May here.
And you're how old?
I'm 26.
20. So you've done all of this.
Yeah.
26 years old.
No kids.
26 years old, no kids.
26, no kids.
Like, what is that experience been like for you? Like, most people don't even leave the state that they are in.
Yeah.
Like, you've been able to play Division I basketball. You've been able to get scouted and recruited to be drafted the number 1 overall pick, the WNBA. WNBA hasn't even been around for that many years.
Yeah.
And not only to be a player, number 1 overall pick, and you have a chance to go travel and see the world playing basketball overseas. Like, how has basketball changed life for you?
Oh, man. Basketball has changed my life, like, in all aspects. I would just say, honestly, how I interact with people. Like, I will honestly say basketball has, because growing up, I used to be not real shy, but I didn't really talk a lot. I was very reserved, very to myself. I think as I got into the game, I became more speak my mind-ish, like very confident in a way where I could talk to somebody, relate to them off the game. Like, just you know how it is. People, oh, you tall, Howard? And then you start breaking in the conversation. Like, I think I felt basketball, gave me confidence to really tap into who I was, right? So I'm 26 now. I can't say 5 years ago, I'm this person. Like, just talking to people, networking, partnerships, branding, really just honing into my story, right? Because at first, getting cut, it was like I would say an embarrassment, like a humiliation thing, like it was a vulnerable state. It exposed me to really, tap into, okay, who was Charli? And then when I really talk to somebody, I could be real with them, So I think people respect when you're real, and people respect when you're vulnerable. People respect when...
It makes you more relatable.
You're more relatable.
Right.
So I appreciate basketball for that. Still do.
I love that.
Yeah.
So with you doing
these are good questions, Ray.
Hey,
Steve Harvey had
I'm just yeah. Let me tell you, I'm from Cleveland. Your ass gonna be on YouTube.
I fuck with it.
Yeah. Chloe, so with basketball being such an integral part of your life,
yeah,
was there ever a time that you questioned basketball, was there ever a time that you questioned,
Oh, yeah.
is this something that I really want to do? Did you ever think about doing something else outside of playing basketball?
Yes, you know it. So I don't know if it was last summer or the summer
2
before.
summers ago.
And I was going through it, y'all. I was going through it. I was in the house and I'm just like, man, I can't do this no more. Like mentally, this is too much. Everybody talking about me. People that was with me, they don't talk to me no more. It's just too much. I'm like, I'm on my knees. I remember I'm on my knees. I'm like, God, you need to show me what to do right now before I take this drive to Houston and don't come back to Dallas. Because my family stay in Houston. I stay in Dallas. I'm like, I just got to get away. And I called you. Matter of fact, I'm like, Ray, I don't know, it was like in the 2 in the morning.
It was like 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ray, I need to come see you, bro. I'm going through some things. This is not.
You were in tears.
I was in tears. I'm like, I don't know if I could do this shit no more. And like, I hit a point because I don't think you ever saw me in that state.
No.
And I'm just like, I need somebody, bro. I need my brother, man. So I went over to his house. And I'm like, Ray, I think it's something else I need to be doing. I need to be coaching. I don't need to be playing basketball no more. Like, what do I need to do? Can you give me some advice? Told me his story about how he been through it. And like, I think that was a real breakdown for me. Like, I think I was holding on for so long, that stigma of what happened to me, because it's been a year or so after the cut. And I think it's just, I hit a point where I was like, a crossroads, like, what do I do? And tried to get into coaching. It just didn't feel right. I'm hitting up coaches because I got everybody coaching my phone when I got recruited. So I'm like, look, one of y'all got a spot in y'all staff for me.
Somebody knows something.
You better give me a coaching staff spot. I'm not gonna do this no more. So long story short, call my mom. Of course, family's gonna be like, look, I support you, whatever, right? So they're not gonna ever be like, they're gonna be like, look, I support you, whatever you do, I understand. But Ray, on the other hand, was like, nah, nigga, you a hooper. Like, nah, you still got something left in you. Because at the time, I'm 24.
Yeah.
So I'm not, this 2 years, I'm 24. He's like, no, you still got some years in you. Like, you young, you still got this shit. So it just took some time, but I think that moment really tested me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look back now, what if I really would have just quit?
Mm-hmm.
I would have never known who I was if I just let it go. Like, I'm 26 now and I still got a lot of basketball left in me. I just couldn't let that be the story. I could not let it be, and I'm sitting up because I'm finna get for real. I couldn't let it be number one pick got cut, stopped playing basketball, now she coach.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't let that be the narrative. And I really had to get myself out of that rut and remember what I was taught, remember what my dad taught me, remember what I've been shown, how God has blessed me. I had to remember all the things. And I said, no what? I'm not stopping right here. This ain't gonna be the story. Y'all hold that coaching spot for me when I'm 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not done. And I think from there, I started just getting better at the game too. I didn't even mention that. Like, my game then was nice, but it's nice now. Like,
What changed?
my mindset. I felt like that because of everything that was happening to me, I wanted pity. I wanted everybody to be like, oh no, just give her a chance. Because no, I'm gonna earn that. Okay. Whatever it is that I didn't do right, well, not right, but whatever it is that I was lacking in, I don't lack now. That's 5 years ago, right? But if I would have stopped then, that would have been the story. And I could not let that happen to my last name because it's bigger than me. This is talking about, this is a generation. This is when I have kids. I don't want them to look back, and because this is how I think, right? You know me. I talk about kids all the time with Ray, like, Ray, bro, I need to have some kids. But when I have kids, I don't want them to look back and be like, they mom was a number one pick and just stopped. No, she fought through that. She kept going. She kept until she couldn't no more. She got back to the league. She did X, Y, and Z. She made history. She on this news report. She made a book. I want that to be the narrative. I don't want it to be I quit because I don't want them to quit. I don't want nobody else to quit. Young girl, her name is Remy. She wrote a project about me. A project. About a historical person. I'm not even 30. That really, when I talk about it now, I get chills. She wrote this about me last week. She says, the project, Charli, I'm gonna write a project about you, about my hometown. I'm from Baytown, right? She went to the school I went to. She says, I wanted to do it over a historical figure and I chose you. That lit a fire in me last week. I say, oh no, I can't let this be the story, man. If you writing a project about me right now when I'm 26, I can't even imagine what you're finna write 10 years later. Because what that shows me is what I'm doing has an impact. Whether whether I feel it or not, it's for somebody else. That young girl has been following my journey and she felt inspired. And if that's my purpose in this life, is to inspire, that's what I'm gonna do. Because at the end of the day, she felt the need to write. I was fighting silent battles. How that girl know that? 12 years old, and she know that I'm fighting battles that people don't know about. She wrote it. It says, Charli is known for X, Y, and Z. She got cut from the W. Her dad passed. People don't know, but she fights silent battles. And that's what you got to do when you feel like you don't want to do nothing. You got to let your purpose override how you feel. And when I saw that, if I would have stopped playing basketball, that would have been the story. My purpose overrides my feelings every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there and plenty of, other things, like that's the testimony, man. So I couldn't stop then because it's girls like her that need somebody to look up to.
So
I'm going to be that person.
So with that being said, I need you to grab one of these cameras.
Okay.
You look right into that camera.
Okay.
I need you to give a message to Remy.
Yes.
And tell her what that project meant to you.
Yeah. So, Remy, that project meant the world to me. I was down a path where, not even down a path, I was in a really situation where the game started getting stagnant for me, right? Not a lot of noise going on about my name. The draft is going on. Training camp is going on. I'm not being called. And when you presented that project, it was a reminder that, I still matter, right? It's motivation for me, for you, that you see me as such. And I'm just grateful because at the end of the day, I want you to continue playing basketball for a good reason. You're a young woman of faith. I know you believe in God. And I really feel like, I'm still, hoop for my dad, but hoop for you too. Like hoop for everybody that want to fight through adversity because it's going to come. Like it's no way you can dodge adversity. It's no way that you can dodge it. You might delay it, but it's still going to come, right? You got to know what to do when that adversity going to come. You going to fight or you going to flight, right? You got to fight, every day when you get older. You're really young right now, but you're going to hit a point where you get to a tough part of life. And I just want you to always know you got to work through it. There's no way to go around it, work through it. It's always a way. Stopping is not the way, but you got to keep going. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Miss Remy.
Proud of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what's next for Charli Collier? Do you have any plans of trying to get back into the W, and what's your process with that? Do you want to go back to the W, or are you cool with being overseas?
I would like to go back to the W. I know I'm for sure going to play overseas. I'm going to be honest with you. That time is going to come. I don't have a time stamp on when it's going to come, but just off of what I know historically about the way things go for people that keep pushing, something's going to shake. I don't know how it's going to shake, but it's going to shake. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's going to happen.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I know the W has matured over the past few seasons. Now they have different outlets that helps talented women like yourself showcase their skills. They have AU, they have Unrivaled. Yeah. How do you feel about those leagues? And are you interested in playing in any of those leagues that will help you maybe get more notoriety or get more attention back on your name? Are you opposed to any of those leagues, or how do you feel about playing in any of those leagues that may give you a second chance at the W?
Yeah. I think those are awesome leagues. I know the W is very limited when it comes to spots. And so those are avenues that girls get to, go and showcase. I think it's awesome. I would definitely love to be a part of it. AU, Unrivaled, things as such is also another league. It's like a G League towards a W that's supposed to be coming up.
Yeah,
soon.
they just talked about starting that up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it's like Upshot League or something like that. But I'd definitely be open to it. I think it's awesome for the women's game in general, not even just for me, because of how quickly the W is growing. There's overflow. There's other girls that didn't hoop starting to get back to it. So it's good that they're making these opportunities for, girls like myself and, other people. So I'd definitely be open to that for sure. And there's always overseas too.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's not overseas, not meant for everybody. So I'm glad they're doing this for girls that are close to family, want to be close to home. Like, it's real good, but it's always opportunities to play the game.
Got you.
Yeah.
So last but not least.
What you got for me?
Last but not least, and I hate asking this question because I don't like putting certain energy out in the air, but...
Wait a minute, what you finna ask? I thought this was a fun question.
It is a fun question.
Go ahead.
It's a question that needs to be asked. So God forbid that this happens, right? But if basketball was taken away from you today, what would you want your legacy to be?
You done made me drop my lip gloss because you over here playing. And then you put energy out, knock on all this wood. Okay, what'd you say?
So God forbid this happens, but if basketball was taken away from you today, what would you want your legacy to be?
What would I want my legacy to be? I would want my legacy to be resilience. I want it to be very inspiring. I want it to be very jaw-dropping, right? We already mentioned the situation is unique. We already mentioned that, it's something that has never happened before. I want to be able to be, if that's the case, the first to do it and the first to finish it. That's what I want.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
The first to do it, the first to finish it.
So what happens now?
What happens now is I continue to do what I've been doing, stay in the gym, stay on my word, keep good company, and stay locked in, because at the end of the day, this is my story and this is my grind. And I accept it.
I like that.
And I love it. And I love everything that come with it.
I like that.
That's it.
So I appreciate your time today, Miss Charli Collier. Yes. I have always had a pleasure being around you. Since I've known you, you always had good energy. You always had good spirits about yourself. Just a fun, loving person to be around. You've inspired me in ways that you don't even know or realize, just even from our time and spent in the gym, just watching you hustle and watching you really stay focused and working on your craft. Like, there's been days where you push me in the gym, like you're out shooting me on drills, and and it's like, I've played 14, 15 years professionally overseas, 3-4 years in the Big Three. And it's just like, this woman is a pro athlete. So let me step my shit up. Like, she's hooping. That's why I kind of got an attitude with you when you came to me about wanting to coach.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you got too much left in the tank. I know you're going through some shit right now.
Yeah.
And you need to go through it. Sometimes you need to sit in that to understand what's important to you.
Yes.
So just watching you really stay vigilant and stay after your process and not letting the game and life become too overwhelming for you where you just call it quits has been very inspirational to me. Like, I'm 41 years old and I still have the fire and desire to still play basketball.
Yeah.
And it's because of me being around people like yourself and me seeing other people who are hungry and still trying to live that dream. It's like, well, Ray, as long as God is allowing you to do this, as long as your body is able to withstand the rigors that come with the sport, we're going to play this until the wheels fall off. So I'm thankful for Big Three. I'm thankful for my career overseas. And I'm thankful for individuals like yourself who are, like you said, your story, your grind. We all have our stories. We all have our grind. Yeah. And I'm just very thrilled to see how your story turns out. And I've been very thankful to be a part of it.
Appreciate you, big bro.
So I really want to thank you for your time, your energy. And is there anything you want to say to the people?
This big bro right here, man, I love him to death. And man, y'all just stay tuned.
I appreciate you. It's been real, baby.